This is Dan at Vagabond Buddha. We're doing a walking tour of Arequipa, Peru today. This is the first stop will be a market. We were just walking in the market and I saw this cool hotel, so I thought I would show it to you. This is unremarkable. You'll see these on almost every street, but it's just a beautiful hacienda, Spanish hacienda that was turned into a hotel. So this is Mercado Central. It's a central market, and it's the largest one here in Arequipa, Peru. So let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Xiangwei from Hobo Venture, and now we are in the Arequipa, one of the Mercado in Arequipa. Let's go.
Bolsa, bolsa, bolsa.
Buenos días.
Just try to find a hat for you.
So these markets are all over Latin America, specifically South America, and they're individually owned booths. And right next to each other there'll be two sellers with the same product, often even the same price. And this sort of market will sell everything: clothing, food, restaurants. But
Come into my favorite place, food.
food, yes. Cheng Hui is she loves street food. She loves finding something delicious that's really cheap.
Tomato inside the cheese, I think.
Yeah?
Is vegetariano? No.
Carne, pollo,
Oh, con carne.
carne.
Papa. Papa, queso, leche.
Papa, queso, oh.
Cheng Hui picked out something. We're gonna try it now.
Pastelito de papa con
So here it is. It's papa, queso, leche. Looks like lasagna from the top, but what do you think?
Potato.
This potato? It reminds me of scallops, what we call scallops in the U.S.
Oh, so it's a cheese also?
So she didn't think it was spicy, so she asked for some hot sauce to rev it up a little. It does taste like scallops, by the way, but it's better. It's delicious with the
It's good to have this one.
with the hot sauce. So I've given a new term for this. It's called being Chung Hoid. It's where you sell somebody like $2 worth of food,
And then
you eat like $6 worth of condiments. She emptied them out here, so it's a new saying in honor of Chung Hui of Hobo Ventures. And there it goes. All the condiments are gone. So we wander around trying to find meals for 10 soles, which is about $3, and then per person, so $6 for a meal. And then we come to the mercado and we order this dish, which is 5 soles for about $1.50 with including condiments. And so Chung Hui said, one more. Chung Hui? One more.
one more one.
We need to find one more dish like this.
Oh, we need to find one more dish like this, and then we will eat like every 2 hours like this. Not so full. And it's more healthy.
So it seems like she's eating all day, but she eats small amounts. So if we eat another dish like this in 2 hours, you're saying that'll be 10 soles, or it'll be $3 for 2 people. They eat 2 meals a day. So welcome to Arequipa, Peru.
Actually, he tried to sell us the rocoto as the passe di papa for 8 soles, but we don't understand, so we asked for this one.
Oh. Oh, is that? It's on the menu here. So here's her menu here. So this one here, the it's third one down from Accommodations, the ricotta, pastel, ceviche, papitas. That's ceviche, is a fish dish. Papitas, is that papa?
Sí, no, es
So-
salsa de patitas.
So it has pescado, and papa, only papa?
No, es salsa de patitas, otro de chancho, cero.
Okay, so it's fish, see? Gracias.
Gracias.
So it's papa rellena saltina. It's a vegetarian pastry with potato in it and cheese, some vegetables, and this is a real spicy sauce. It's 1 sole, which is like 30 cents.
El rico cevichito, ceviche.
Bueno. So this is Museo Santuario Andinas. This is a museum that has the body of a 12-year-old girl who died about 500 years ago. The Incas used to sacrifice children between the ages of about 8 and 12 years old to the mountain god. And so there was a 12-year-old girl they found up in the mountains near here. That was frozen in a glacier. And because she was frozen in glacier, she was so well preserved. And she has, around her she had pottery and gold offerings and silver offerings to the mountain gods. And so it's definitely must see here. It's interesting to see the kind of pottery and whatnot they have. We were in here yesterday. The tour took about an hour and 10 minutes maybe. And what did it cost, Tremblay? How much was it?
20 sole.
20 soles, which is like $7. So it's a good deal. Check it out. Arequipa was founded in 1540 by the Spanish. Of course, the indigenous people were already living here at the time. This plaza began construction at that time, along with the church, which we'll see in a minute. In the center of Plaza de Armas, there was a statue of Tuturutu, who was an official messenger of the Inca king. And then in a moment here, as we spin around, we'll see Arequipa Cathedral. The Cathedral of Arequipa has been destroyed and rebuilt many times. First built in 1540, it was reduced to rubble by an earthquake in 1566. Right now you're looking at the cathedral. It was rebuilt by 1656, only to be partially destroyed many times over 100 years by earthquakes, and then finally again it was destroyed by fire in 1844. The current manifestation of the cathedral was completed in 1844, and it was destroyed again in 2001. There was an earthquake and the left steeple fell at that time. And it seems like maybe God's speaking to the people of Arequipa, but they're not listening. So, as you can see, the Cathedral of Arequipa is along one side of Plaza de Armas, which we were just standing in a moment ago. Unlike most churches that have the front of the church facing the square in South America, here we have the church running along the side of the square. There's two steeples, as you can see, and all the way to the right as we move, you'll see a building. That's a great place up there. It's called the rooftop. The rooftop, it's a great spot to sit and watch the sunset, because the sun sets behind us right now, and so you get a picture of the beautiful church along with the sunset. Over my shoulder is Iglesia de la Campaña, and this church began construction in 1590. You'll notice as we panned towards the church, there were these archways. This Plaza de Armas is known for these archways, all being symmetric on the other four sides of the church. Getting back to Iglesia de la Campaña, It's constructed of volcanic rock from the quarries of the Misty volcano, which isn't far from here. And its vicinity to the Plaza de Armas, you know how important this church is. But when you're here, get a close-up look at the front of the church. The facade is made of this volcanic stone, and it has imagery from the religious beliefs of the Inca and the indigenous people. And they found it was easier to recruit Catholics when they did it that way. If you'll notice, Chung Hoi is walking on this street. It's a sign of a well-managed city, having walking streets rather than cars in front of people all the time. And this cute little walkway we wanted to show you. So the next stop on the walking tour, by the way, this is a Google Maps walking tour. You just come to the web page and click on the Google Maps walking tour. But I thought this is a really charming little street you'd want to see. Pretty, huh? In case you're required to have a beer in an Irish pub in every city in the world, this same walking street we're on has this Farron's Irish Cafe and Cafe Art. Okay, this stop on the walking tour is just a shopping street, and there's some cool old buildings on here, so I get it. I ran down here one day and thought I would add this, and really it's just my way of getting you to walk down this street on the way to the next stop. So enjoy. So this is Santa Teresa Monastery and Church. It's like one square city block. It's on the walking tour. Let's go inside and check it out. The doors on the side over there. So this is the courtyard of Santa Teresa Monastery. The next stop on the Google Maps walking tour that you can get at our webpage, vagabondbuddha.com, for free. And this is a gorgeous place. And if you'll notice, a lot of the buildings around Arequipa, Peru have this white stone. This is all from the volcanic rock quarry at Misty Mountain. So this appears to be the nuns' chapel. So they could listen to Mass with everyone else, but not be seen. This grate is what tells me that. They use these grates, and they would put a black curtain between them and the main chapel, which is in there, which probably seats maybe 100 people, so that the nuns could hear but not see, and people could not see the nuns. Check this out. This dude has I'm gonna guess, this is a 65 through 67 Volkswagen, and he's got these cool doors that he's gonna drive it into, and yeah, that's his house. Happening dude. Very cool. All of these buildings are built from that volcano quarry. It's hard to make a wrong turn in this place. It's just beautiful wherever you go. Evidenced by all the cameras and Malaysian supermodels. This is the next to the last stop on the walking tour. It's on Google Maps for free and Vagabondbuddha.com. This is the European area. This is where the Europeans came before Plaza de Armas was established, and that's why it has more of a European flair to it, with windy streets and whatnot. Of course, there was a lot of land here for free, so they created the Cathedral of Plaza de Armas. But this is where Europeans first settled. They felt more comfortable here. The Santa Catalina Monastery was built in 1579. There's about 20 nuns that still live here in the northern part of the property. It's about 20,000 square meters inside. That's to give you an idea how big it is. The second daughter of only rich families would be allowed to enter the monastery if her family could afford to pay 2,400 silver coins valued at 150,000 US dollars in today's money. Each nun was expected to bring slaves to the monastery to cook and clean for her. In 1871, almost 50 years after slaves had been freed in Peru, the Pope ordered the nuns to set their slaves free. The Pope also took the cash the monastery had collected from the nuns. The monastery is a top tourist attraction of Arequipa and costs 40 soles for entry. Make sure to take the optional 1-hour guided English tour. This is really a highlight and highly recommended. It's 20 extra sole for the English tour. This is the Cathedral of Arequipa, the largest church in Arequipa, and that is one of the most beautiful organs I've ever seen, a windpipe organ. And I'm told it has 2,000 tubes. We're now on the roof of the Cathedral of Arequipa, as you can see. And these are the beautiful mountains. The farthest one over there is 6,725 meters, 6,725 meters. We are at the mouth or the beginning of the Andes. Behind us is the desert and the ocean. And on the other side of the Andes is the rainforest, the jungle. It's a beautiful part of the world. Cathedral of Arequipa, and this is one of the only portrayals of Satan in a church, in a Catholic church in the world. This is a pulpit where the priest or cardinal or bishop gives mass. This is the cathedral, which is the highest level of worship you can have in a country. And tonight the organ is playing, and it's one of the largest pipe organs in the world. It's both metal and wood. It used to take 4 strong, healthy men to pump the billows, but now it's done electronically. There's an electronic motor that runs it. And in Arequipa here in Peru, every Saturday at 5 o'clock, you can come hear the organ. And behind me is the altar, which I'll show you while we listen to music. As we pass by Satan, our guide told us that Satan is being crushed here by the altar, and this represents the triumph of good over evil, because the priest is there in the pulpit speaking the holy gospel, and there is the altar. Normally during Mass you might hear 1 or 2 or 3 songs out of the organ, but this is a recital every Saturday night at 5 o'clock. It's free to the public, and so you can look at this gorgeous church as you listen to this beautiful organ. As you can see, it's Jesus there in the center. He's on the cross above the altar. And on the left is his mother, Mary. And along the church is each of the apostles and saints. Not all the saints and apostles are here, but you have St. Andreas here, and St. Jacobus. Anyway, enjoy. You're listening to 1,200 pipes of wood and metal. We were around back today and saw the organ from the back. We're in earthquake country here. The last large earthquake was in 2001. There's 2 huge steeples on this church. One of them fell in on the top of the church and damaged this pipe organ. But it's been repaired now. It's fully functional.